McKendree. Yadiel Diaz, their libero, number 6 in white, is the only player out there who has faced off against UCLA before. He was a Pepperdine transfer, played here at Pauley in 2023. He's an All-American for McKendree. As far as UCLA is concerned, some new faces out there in the starting lineup, including David Decker. Saw action in only 15 matches a season ago, making 4 starts in 2025, and big things expected to be seen out of him. Sean Kelly is there. Micah Wong-Diallo is another name, number 8 in white, who is expected to take on a larger workload as well.
I mean, Micah Wong-Diallo saw action in 5 matches last season, started in 2 of them. He is so physical, so athletic. So with the departure of Sean McQuiggan to graduation last season, this is his chance to step up.
UCLA will begin as the serving team. Sean Kelly, number 12 in white. 6'7" sophomore from Manhattan Beach, California. Coach Hawks says he's a really smart guy. Spent extra time addicted to the weight room in the summer. Micah Wong-Diallo takes care of what was a bedlam of a start with chaos ensuing. He's there for the tap down.
It all started with Sean Kelly's outstanding serve, causing that disruption on the McKendree side in serve receive.
Bruins have not lost a season opener since 2014. A second swing to number 12 in black, Sam Hoskin. That Zach Ralma, so reliable with that left-sided attack. Had the second most kills on the team a season ago.
That was a really nice swing by Rama there. Seeing the release from Andrew Rowan's hand, it looked like the ball was going to be a little wide, but he managed to get his feet to the ball. Really nice extension down the line.
Into the net, and that has been something that the Bruins have wanted to work on, and that being the service errors and trying to minimize those. Players talking about that at MPSF Media Day.
I mean, UCLA gets a lot of aces, but they also have missed a ton of serves in the past. So trying to dial that in a little bit this season.
That's Rowan to the outside for number 19 in white. David Decker, the redshirt junior from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, has an electric arm, according to Coach Hawks.
And he's a lefty, which gives a very different visual there from the right side.
3-1 start for the Bruins. Make it 3-2. UCLA, though, is 3 for 3.
I'm really loving the speed that McKendree is running their offense. They're moving their middle into the gap and running very fast over the top. So the block for UCLA is going to have to be on it.
Into Cam Thorne, who spent some extra time staring down McKendree, pointing at them after he got the easy feed up the middle for his first conversion.
He got a little tight on that approach, and I think the assumption was he thought they were going to call him on the net, so he was like, no, it was them.
There's a Rowan. Catches the tape and finds the ace. Andrew Rowan, one of the best ace men on the Bruins roster.
Was second in service aces for the Bruins last season. On a team that really struggled with serving consistency, I found him to be very steady from the baseline.
Continuing to sizzle from the end line is Rowan, and you speak with Nikki Sandlin, the head coach for McKendree. We asked her about Rowan, and she says that it's only a matter of time until he is the Olympic setter for Team USA.
100%. I mean, he got his opportunity this season. You know, not many guys that are still in college were on that VNL travel roster, and he traveled to 2 out of the 3 stops that the VNL made this year and got some really good court time.
Will Klimek, 6'8", redshirt sophomore from Illinois. His first ever collegiate match, he serves. Open space in zone 6, and the change of pace on the shot. How about the start for David Decker? What an opportunity.
Absolutely. He played in 15 matches, made 4 starts last season. He hit .311, but with Ido David and then Zach Rama making the switch to right side later in the season, he didn't get many more opportunities. It's great to see him starting so strong.
Rat-a-tatting around and finally going down for Tyler Tripp. 6'2" outside from Illinois, was a coach on the team last year, wore a polo, was on the bench, was injured, but he traveled with the team, and now he's back playing.
I love that story, and it's a great way to be able to end your collegiate careers, to be on the court again.
Off the combo play, David Decker, 3 for 3. He's got more kills than anybody on the floor.
The outsides for UCLA are doing a really good job of making incredibly high contact and finding the seams in the McKendree defense right now.
The back set, the Bruins are all over it. Sean Kelly, Micah Wong-Diallo collaborating on the rejection.
You were talking about Sean Kelly in the weight room. I'm pretty sure his armpits were over the net on that block. There we go. Yes, if you see that replay, it's accurate.
A valiant try at it for Cam Thorne, but off the top of the block to come up with the side out. The Bruins, by the way, have been siding out at 100%. That was Bryce Wetchen who came up with the kill, the opposite.
You know, I like the response by Wetchen there, getting blocked by Sean Kelly the play before, Flater deciding to repeat and getting a really nice high touch off the block for the kill.
Serve from Tripp goes to Zach Rama. Inside the solo blocker attempt of Roland Lively. Cam Thorne crushes that one, hard charge to the surface.
I mean, we were talking about Wong-Diallo's physical abilities and his athleticism at the start of the broadcast, and I'm pretty sure he hit that like 3 feet off the net.
Into the middle, Lively got a front set and a quick one up tempo from Nate Flater, who's got over 1,000 career assists with McKendree.
Lively is mostly known as a blocker, you know, led the team in blocks with .97 a set last season, but clearly making it known that he's an offensive threat as well.
Here comes Lively, finds the net. 3-year captain as Lively been, known as the glue, the voice of the team. Their best blocker, he comes out, and Yadiel Diaz will come in, number 6. A D-ball for the opposite, Wetchen, who's now 1 for 2 after that miss.
That set, to me, is looking a little too far behind the 10-foot line. On a back row attack, you really want to jump forward, almost like a broad jump, so the set needs to land in front of the 10-foot line. These ones to Wetchen are a little deep, in my opinion.
Good tempo, and there to pick it up would be Decker. Zach Rama flying in, skywalking for the send-down, 11 serving 6.
I mean, we're seeing the McKendree block get out. They're getting close. We're seeing the defender in 6 playing really deep behind the baseline almost, which is what you should do on a closed block. But the UCLA team is so physical. They're elevating above the block.
How about the fact as that serve goes out from Sean Kelly that the Bruins are 7 of 7. What does that tell you about their offense?
It means their serve receive is dialed in, and Andrew Rowan is delivering the ball. Every single person on the court is doing their job right now.
Flater wasn't doing his job, and he'd be the first to mention that, as it is a service error going against McKendree. Last one there, season opener back in 2021. That was against Lincoln Memorial. timing was off on the set, and that was Hoskins with the attempt. The Bruins capitalize, and it's Cam Thorne making quick work of it as ball control has been the issue. An early timeout, 15-7, as the Bruins are feasting. Cam Thorne and company dominating. Middles getting established. UCLA, second season as the head man. Spent many years as an assistant. Says this is the hardest working group in his now 9 seasons as a coach at UCLA. Ball control problems are plaguing McKendree.
You know, as McKendree coming in to play the #1 ranked team in the country in your opener for the season in Pauley Pavilion, I'm sure there's a lot of nerves and feelings and emotions surrounding this moment to work through. So this first set will definitely be them trying to find their rhythm.
The middles certainly have had the rhythm going for UCLA. Bryce Wetchen is astray there, the 6'7" opposite from Las Vegas, and Coach Sandlin calls him the garbage man. He's the guy that does the hustle stuff and cleans up when things are awry out there. With a combo play, it's sent back, courtesy of Andrew Rowan. What a pickup by Wong Diallo. Rama goes right into the teeth of the block, and there were 2 Bearcats there awaiting him.
I mean, I appreciate the fact that Rama decided to go and just take a big swing on that. That was a very uncomfortable situation. I think he was almost in zone 2 trying to hit that, but great job by the McKendree block to stick it there.
Here's Hoskin. A serve goes at Sean Kelly. Had a hard time with that one, and the Bearcats have their first unreturned serve of the night.
It's just going to take McKendree a little bit of time, like I said, to work through the environment, playing against UCLA. Some of the errors you're seeing, you know, I think it's a matter of they're respecting UCLA a little too much. You want to respect your opponent by all means, but you're seeing the errors, high swings out of bounds over the block. Because the UCLA block is so strong, they want to make sure they swing high, or being aggressive on the serve and missing because they know they have to put extra on it.
Putting a lot of extra on that serve to force the overpass to the Bearcats. And the call is out of bounds. It will go to UCLA.
The ball definitely hit the antenna. From where we're sitting, it looked to me that the attacker hit the block and the ball then hit the antenna. But the original call was that the attacker hit it directly into the antenna.
So there was a quick discussion that was had, and they are going to overturn the call. Again, there wasn't a challenge there, but each team does get 3 challenges, and they can look at whether or not a ball was in or out. Out of the back row, bludgeoning one is Kelly, who starts out with his first swing, making it a kill.
This is a really interesting play because normally on the back row, you see it come straight up the middle, or if it is shifted, you see it come between the middle and the left side attacker. This time we saw it between the middle and right side attacker.
Cross body, and that was a nice pickup from Chris Conley. Zach Rama out of system. He likes to hit those ones out of the middle, out of system, and just go for it, and he scores one there.
Zach Rama is so physical. When he gets his feet to the ball, he jumps so high. His contact point is out of this world, so he is really doing a good job getting feet to ball here.
From well off the net, 3 blockers up on the shot from Wetchen. Finally ruled down. That's Zach Rama, 5 of 6. Another explosive swing with another gravity-defying attempt.
And honestly, it started with that great play by Chris Connolly, a perfect pass off that block touch, which held the McKendree block.
3 in a row for the Bruins. That quickly comes to a close off of their 4th service error. This one courtesy of Andrew Rowan. He does have 2 aces for the home team. Bruins have more aces, but also more service errors. Morikawa has come in for the first time, having to play that second contact. Number 5 for McKendree, Jack Morikawa. He is a native of California, so how cool this has to be, coming in off the bench, one of 2 Californians. Doesn't play for very long as Diaz comes back in, but Morikawa getting some early run.
It's always fun when you go to school far from home, getting to come home, your family can come cheer you on. I love it.
Off the tape, chaos ensues. 1v1 up the middle, advantage 6'4", Cam Thorne. Fearless against the 6'8", Roland Lively.
When UCLA has got a perfect pass and 3 attack options, they are very difficult to stop, and we're seeing that a lot tonight. The UCLA ball control has been very good.
Flater looks for Letchin. Comes up with a touch and does score the kill, his 3rd. He's got half of his team's kills, 3 of the 6 that they have.
I love that Wetjen just keeps going for it. He's made some errors looking for high hands on balls that maybe he didn't feel comfortable on, but he just keeps swinging and he's finding ways to score.
He found a way to score, but for the other team on that surface error. That is the 2nd one for McKendree. The Bruins have 4 of them. The Bruins have never lost a set in program history against McKendree. 2-0 all time in matches, as Trent Taliaferro comes in, who presumably will be the starting setter next year when Andrew Rowan exhausts his eligibility. Late there on the pancake try.
That was a great set by Nate Flater there, moving towards position 2, having to turn his body, but still managing to find his middle on that gap attack. That was very, very well executed.
9 assists already for Andrew Rowan, 3-time All-American for the Bruins. Oskin over the top. Goes high hands and registers the kill. There have been now 4 different Bearcats who have scored at least 1 kill.
And that's great. That's a sign of a balanced offense, and that is what McKendree's going to need to keep going, because UCLA is a strong blocking team.
This is Tripp. Ace serve number 2 for McKendree. Beautifully architect.
It's just about building a little bit of momentum here. UCLA's got a huge lead, but the set isn't over, and if McKendree can keep chipping away here, it's a great thing heading into set 2.
Conley, the recipient of the serve. Micah Wong-Diallo gets a fast-paced set, puts it away, brings up numerous game points, which end a 3-0 run for the Bearcats. It will be Decker to serve. He is 3 of 5. No hitting errors, only 1 hitting error for the Bruins in total. And when you're up by 9, you do have license to go after your serve.
I think if you're up by 9 or down by 9 at set point, you can absolutely go for it. At this point, McKendree's got nothing to lose. They have got to give it everything they've got on this serve right now.
There's Boone Feltz serving. 6'2" redshirt junior. Fighting it through, took a second to register where that went down on which side, but it was Sean Kelly taking advantage of a slightly wayward set, but he does convert, make that David Decker in the end to go 25-16 UCLA. They hit 722 in that first set, 14 kills, 7 digs, dominating in their season home opener against a fellow ranked team. National Coach of the Year from a season ago, Nikki Sandlin, seen there, head coach for the McKendree Bearcats, took over in 2014. And funny enough, back in 2017, she was here during a summer coaching a youth high school volleyball camp at UCLA. Said when she was just getting started that she would take her talents all over to be a coach. She coaches at UCLA in a summer camp, and now she's coaching against them at Pauley.
You know what, I think that that's a great strategy. She built the McKendree men's program from the ground up, and what better way to get an eye on the West Coast talent than to come coach at the UCLA summer camp. She was saying Miles Partain was maybe a freshman in high school at the time, so many guys who ended up being college stars were at that camp, and it got her name out there to be able to recruit California guys.
It certainly did, and she has made it known that at the beginning of seasons, they like her team to start out on the road going to the West Coast. They'll play Long Beach State tomorrow, and the reasoning that they like to go out west early is so they get an instant measuring stick as to where this team is. There's no slow acclimation process. Let's get a couple of quote-unquote easy wins under our belt. It's let's see where we are early in the season and what we got to do to be successful.
And I love the way she put it. She said, if McKendree wants to win a national championship, we need to beat teams like UCLA, like Long Beach State. So she knows that McKendree needs to take those steps and play this type of competition.
Hard to beat a team in the first set for UCLA. They went 14 of 18, one hitting error. Sean Kelly gets denied. Jump set, David Decker forces the overplay, his 8th swing. Sean Kelly, an outlet on the outside as he puts the first point on the board.
Sean Kelly is not an attacker that you want to see one-on-one, but Andrew Rowan has been doing such an incredible job of running the middle that the McKendree middles are stuck no matter where he is on the court.
Kelly, one of 5 Bruins with at least 1 kill. Fast-moving set to number 15, wearing that black uniform, Will Klimek, playing his first ever collegiate match, redshirted 2 years ago, was injured all of last year. He's got a kill, his very first.
First kill of his career. That is absolutely amazing.
And it took patience, unquestionably, for him to get there. On the approach, off a high ball set. 2 tries. Second one into the block and out for Tyler Tripp.
I love what Tripp did there. The first ball, he was a little uncomfortable, it got a bit tight, so he brought the ball back, used the block to bring the ball back to his team and get a second chance where he was able to take a really comfortable swing high off the hands.
A lead for McKendree. Serve goes to Kelly. Sharp angle for Zach Rama, 4 of 6. He is sitting north of 600 off of a 13th helper from Andrew Rowan.
I am just sitting here shaking my head because there have been a couple balls that I don't think look hittable, and Rama is making them look so easy. That ball looked so high to me, and he just jumped out of the gym.
Having to jump out of the gym and show off that hang time was Klimek, who sort of almost palmed the ball as he directed it short into the front court for the kill.
Hey, a point's a point. He's like, he got his taste of his first kill, and he's like, I need more of these. Give me the ball.
Now he's back to serve. Forces the 50-50 ball, and it's 6-2, Tyler Tripp, first on the scene, first at the point of attack.
This is what we wanted to see from McKendree. Maybe a little bit of nerves in set 1, but I like their response here in set 2. They're serving a little more aggressively, causing some disruption with the UCLA passing.
Very short serve to Cam Thorne. He'll go up as the decoy, freeing up the outside, and Arama has his second kill of the second set.
That was a really good strategy because the UCLA middles are causing so much difficulty. Serving them short to take them out as an option is a great plan.
What a laser beam from Rowan. Looks Rama's way. Those two in synergy and a line kill to tie it up at 4.
Well, I mean, this is their 4th season playing together. They've got that connection down. And I am just so impressed. Zach Rama is having an incredible night. 7 for 8 right now at 750.
He's 7 of 8. Decker is 5 of 8. Right back at Tripp. Look out. David Decker getting the start to begin the season. And he shows out with one instant rejection. How fast do you think that Rowan serve was?
So fast, I didn't see it land. Oh my gosh. That was unreal. He put a really interesting spin on his toss too, and that thing just took off.
Just misses
and
the mark.
it wasn't even out by much.
Certainly wasn't. One-hand set to Decker. The deception in the first kill for Nate Flater.
Andrew Rowan getting caught, getting back to position a little slow, and Nate Flater taking advantage of that. We see here a little off the net, which is really smart. He hasn't been aggressive offensively yet so far.
Lead goes back to McKendree. Zach Rama is just having his way, and the amount of hang time that he is getting, he's making a mockery of gravity, just the ability for him off the bounce to get in the air.
It's absolutely incredible. That ball was tight, and he took off a good distance from the net and still managed to get on top of it.
He got all over and on top of that serve. Third ace, and that will give UCLA the lead. Perfect pass, it was controlled. Off Tripp's hands. He'll turn and fire. Chris Conley getting underneath it. David Decker getting a few opportunities and maximizing that last attempt to add to the lead.
I really like that swing by Decker. As a lefty, he finished thumb up, which curled the ball deep into that one corner.
Softer, spinnier serve from Rama. I saw the net move. What did you see there?
Looked like a bit of confusion over there. The line judge did call a touch as well. So Sean Kelly may have touched the net, but he did get a piece of that with his hands on the block.
That ends a 3-0 scoring spurt for the home team. Conley on the chase. This one had no chance over the head of Sean Kelly.
Cam Thorne just couldn't get out of the way of that serve. That is not a ball that you want your middle to pass. But the trajectory of that, he just got stuck and had to throw his hands at it.
16 points played in the second set. 4 lead changes and 6 ties. Breaking the tie is Cam Thorne, who players on the team say, and many around the country say, is the best athlete in men's collegiate volleyball.
I mean, he's a 6'4" middle blocker in men's volleyball, but for all intents and purposes, that is incredibly undersized, but he scores almost at will. He has been a block leader in the NCAA for the last 2 seasons. He is doing incredible things that you don't often see from a middle blocker his size.
Michael Wong-Diallo coming back in after McKendree ties it up at 9. An X-play, and it's Zach Rama shaking his head as if a sign of confidence and moxie that he's carrying out on the court.
I mean, that was a very well executed play. Andrew Rowan getting Rama a 0-man block. When UCLA runs that Bick over top of the middle, it's almost unstoppable.
Decker handles one down the line. Diaz, the touch. Kelly will swing again. Diaz is underneath it. He is all over the place, but couldn't get to that one as they go to Kelly. And that stubborn play to get him the ball finally pans out.
Well, Andrew Rowan, I've seen it a couple times so far this match. He's jumping, faking the attack, and side setting the ball to his athletes. So the blocker on the other side has to jump with him, especially when he's in the front row.
Definitely makes life hard when you have to think of what you just said there and you're out on the court going up against that Nate Flater. Ready to serve. Led his team a season ago in assists, digs, and service aces. Kelly off of Flater. What does it tell you when your starting setter leads your team last year in digs?
I mean, Nikki Sandlin said it best. He is the best defensive setter in the country. And you don't see a ton of digs happen in men's volleyball, period. But when your setter is leading your team in digs, that says so much about their ability.
Right past the blocking abilities of Wong-Diallo goes Klimek, and they have found something going quick to him.
I like that they're running him more often. That play, unfortunately, he got the ball behind his head and kind of threw it, which is why they lost the point there. Yep. But they need to keep running him for sure.
No question about it. So point, yes, to UCLA, and that's Kelly earning a free ball. Hoskin takes on 3 blockers. Rama cross court, and it's a 20-second assist from Rowan, and 10 kills. The first to double digits is Rama off of that one. 14 for the Bruins, 10 for the visitors.
He's absolutely unstoppable tonight. He's on a different level than we saw last season for sure.
10 of 11, one hitting error. That'll put you on another level. (11) serving 14. Sam Hoskin, 1 of 7. 143 is his attack percentage. It's a cliche thing to say, but for Rama, when you think about, and I'll ask this to you when we get back, the array of tools offensively he has in the bag. I want to talk to you about that when we come back, but it has been the Rama show. In the technical timeout, Rama has 11 kills. Bruins are hitting .658 in the match, and they lead by 4 at the technical timeout in set number 2. Number 26 in black there, Nate Flater, the starting setter extraordinaire for McKendree. Decided to go small school. Was well received from bigger programs, but he wanted to come to McKendree. And he has this ability about him to challenge his head coach. Great communicator. As he leads the charge to get the point.
A little interesting off-speed back row attack there from Sam Hoskin. Caught Chris Connolly on his heels, moving back, expecting the heat.
Rowan to Thorne, and that one comes up short. Just the first hitting error in the second set. And that's the 60th swing, and if I told you that the Bruins had only 2 attacking errors, what would you say?
If you would have told me at the beginning of the match that that would be the case, I wouldn't have believed you. But watching this, they are putting on a clinic offensively.
And they certainly are. 16-13 off a service there, the third for McKendree. A miss from Will Klimek, who makes his way back to the bench. Rowan goes hard at Diaz. 2 blockers up. McKendree will win the point. Bryce Wetchen finding a little open space there, a cavity in that late forming block.
And it looks like McKendree is taking a few more risks, and they've gotten more comfortable just playing the volleyball they know how and not adjusting their game to what they expect UCLA to do.
David Decker, number 19 in white, gets the opportunity. McKendree is there, shutting down the Bruins with one vicious stop out of the middle, and leading the charge is Roland Lively, the senior.
And that's case in point right there. In set 1, we saw Cam Thorne have his way offensively, but Roland Lively, who is known as the blocking middle, just finding his rhythm there up at the net.
Had over 100 blocks last year, did Lively. As Rama gets ready to serve, has been the star of this match. 11 of 12. An ace. Hitting percentage is at .833, astronomical. The off-hand from Tyler Tripp, who evades the block and finds some uninhabited court towards the line.
It's interesting. In set 1, we were seeing a lot of McKendree errors high and out, looking for the top of the block, and now we're seeing them kind of sneaking some balls low around the side of the block or under the arms.
Through the arms and finding a kill is David Decker, 7 of 13.
He's doing a really good job of putting that kind of side spin on his attack, kind of dragging that ball away from the midline of the defender.
Off the hands and serve receive of Sam Hoskin, and Cam Thorne comes up with the ace. 6'4" senior from Hollywood, Florida, just outside of Miami. The up from Rama somehow. Decker is scooped. Into the corner, it was close. Commotion on both sides, and Nikki Sandlin has requested a timeout. 20-16, her team trails. Bruins have won the last 3 points. Why do you think she's going with a timeout right now?
I mean, we're heading into the tail end of set 2 here, and UCLA has stolen a couple points, so it's really important to stop this run where it's at, regroup, and potentially turn some points of their own from a block defense perspective.
I will say, and it might get lost in what's happening out there, in serve receive, McKendree, they're getting pretty clean passes. That first touch has been pretty good to set up Flater to do what he wants. The question, though, is converting on that third contact.
Yeah, and just expanding on what I said earlier, it's just I feel like McKendree came in with so much respect and expectation around what the UCLA athletes were going to do. So they were expecting the block to be huge and like missing the hands because they thought they had to swing so high. And now you have seen them kind of settle into their game a little bit. Yes, we are seeing some errors, but the attackers are looking a little more comfortable and seem to be playing their type of volleyball.
What you love to see is you've got members of the UCLA women's volleyball team supporting. When the men come out to watch the women play, the women will watch the men play. 2 prestigious programs keeping close eye on one another.
I mean, it's so fun when a school has both men's and women's volleyball because it's so fun to support like the sport you love in your off season.
It's a beautiful thing knowing you come to the end of the women's season and you've got more volleyball right after the new year. You don't have to wait till the fall. Wong Diallo didn't wait very long to extend the run. It is 4 in a row for UCLA.
I want to talk a sec about Cam Thorne's serve. Last season, we saw him really trying to do a spin serve, taking a lot off of it sometimes, just sort of snapping it in, but I'm really loving this aggressive jump float serve he's got going right now. He is putting so much on this, has so much pace. I really like this change that he's made to his serve.
Speaking of changes, there's going to be some changes on the court. Chris Conley will come in for the Bruins, and there he is, number 5, Jack Morikawa from Yorba Linda, California. McKendree, they flew in last night, practiced right away before playing today. Not much in the form of block, impeding the shot, the 15th for Decker, which amounts to his 8th kill.
And to McKendree's credit, they made the adjustment. Decker had been scoring in that deep corner, so we saw the zone 6 defender slide into the angle, but he switched it up and went down the line seam that time.
The Bruins not only are number 1 in the AVCA preseason poll, but they're number 1 in the MPSF preseason poll, and they are that for a 5th year in a row.
I mean, this program breeds excellence, and they won 2 national championships back-to-back a couple years ago. So, as we were saying, they're out to bring it back to Westwood.
They bring it back, the offense, to Sean Kelly as Wong Diallo jumped up there as the decoy, froze McKendree, and that is Kelly finding pay dirt. Kelly serves Hoskin in zone 1. Rowan looks back row for Kelly. Wong Diallo, when he jumps up like that as the phantom attacker, how helpful is that for the actual scorers to convert as the Bruins have set points?
It's so hard. You saw Klimek, the middle blocker for McKendree, commit on Diallo because he's jumping so high and the ball is barely clearing his hands.
Diallo making an impact in a variety of different ways on the court. He's got the set clinching kill, and he is one of 5 Bruins to have at least a kill in this match as they close out the second set on a 3-0 run. Offense has been extremely dominant. That's the story in the match so far. Has propelled UCLA to a 2-0 lead. He is hitting a superhuman .846, 12 of 13 in their season opener here against McKendree. McKendree, as we check out some of the highlights, as it looks like we're going to get this third set started a lot quicker than initially intended. What do you think, though, of some of these highlights? As Sean Kelly is ready to serve to start the third set.
I mean, the UCLA offense so far has been virtually unstoppable. They're a well-oiled machine. We have seen McKendree make some huge steps in set 2, create a bit of pushback there. They had a lead for a large part of that set, so hopefully there will be a battle here in set 3.
There is Kelly, so there wasn't a whole lot of time in between sets, and the Bruins like it that way, but they come up short with the first serve. Flater, 15 assists, no aces, 2 digs. Goes at Kelly. Flater the first touch. Diaz steps into set. Finds his man, number 10 in black, Bryce Wetchen, who scores for the 5th time.
That was a great swing by Wetchen there. He was pretty far off the net, creating a nice curl around the ball, thumb up into that sharp angle.
McKendree started out well in the second set. A second set that had 4 lead changes, 7 ties. Bruins used a series of runs to then close out the second rather convincingly. A convincing, confident swing from Wetchen again.
We're seeing a great evolution of Bryce Wetchen here throughout this match. A little tentative in set 1, found his stride a little in set 2, and we're seeing him really animated and being very aggressive here in set 3.
13 kills for Zach Rama on 15 swings. Make that, 13 on 15.
I mean, and one-on-one at that. You don't want to leave these UCLA players one-on-one.
That's 2-on-1, advantage the block, and it's Thorne and Rama solidifying, jumping in front of that attacker, sending it back for a 4th team block. That's 1 more than McKendree has.
I mean, Cam Thorne was the 2024 national leader in block, so it's no surprise that he's already recorded a few tonight.
A few aces have been recorded tonight for Rowan, and that one right there is number 3. Bruins have their first lead in this third set.
And the Bruins, 5 aces, 11 errors on the match. We have seen the Bruins serve more than that from an errors perspective in 1 set. So I would say these are big improvements on their serving numbers that we saw last season.
11 service errors, but the Bruins only 3 attacking errors in the match. No attacking error there, but on an all-out aerial assault for a 5-0 run, thanks to Sean Kelly, who's air-free, 5 of 10.
McKendree's going to have to start putting a lot more pressure on their serve or being a little bit more tactical with their decision-making, because right now the UCLA hitters are one-on-one because their passing is just dialed in. It's okay to make service errors if you're creating some disruption when the ball goes in, and I think McKendree really needs to start taking some bigger risks.
Reception to Rama. He'll get it back. 3 blockers up on trip. And was it a net violation against UCLA? That's what we're hearing. So point for McKendree.
Fair on the net violation, but I am shocked that there wasn't a touch called, because I thought that ball just took off the block.
Floating it over there softly is Klimek. Too easy of a serve, and it's devoured by Zach Rama.
And this is what I was saying. It's not enough against a team with as many incredible attacking options as UCLA to just keep your serve in. You need to create some discomfort and disrupt things on their side.
That's Lively, scooped up one-handed from Conley to then set up David Decker, who had 5 kills in the first set. He's got 9 in the match.
I mean, his season high was 11 kills last year versus Ohio State, so he's definitely on pace to break that record tonight.
More from Rama from the end line. Flater links up with Wetchen, and the Bruins all over it again. Guess who? Thorne is there.
Thorne with his 4th block of the night. I mean, UCLA is just doing an incredible job, and they are making it so hard for the McKendree offense because of the service pressure they're creating.
Lots of speed behind that serve, but comes up unsuccessful. Zach Rama.
Even though it feels like UCLA is just coming at McKendree this set, it is so close. Like, McKendree has a really good opportunity to turn some points.
Which they do right there, turning a miss hit from David Decker, his first hitting error and the team's 4th in the match, into McKendree's 7th point in the 3rd. Wetchen responds with a service mistake of his own. That's number 6. Much fewer than the 13 that the Bruins possess.
I honestly wouldn't hate to see that number increase for McKendree, to be honest.
Cascaded around and saved by Flater. Off speed, Yachty is there. Another up from Diaz. What's the call? Ultimately, it's an out. Off the swing down the line.
I mean, really good hustle play by McKendree there. Great cover balls, fighting to keep the ball alive, pinball off of that serve receive. But ultimately, UCLA is just doing so much, and you can tell they're experimenting with new routes and combos, and it's really hard to keep track of.
I had a hard time keeping track of that shot, and keeping it in was Wetchen, as the Bruins move in front by 4, and McKendree is hitting 0 in this 3rd frame. Trip, and then on 2, that's Flater, his 2nd kill. You can't forget about his offensive tendencies.
And it's a great time to use that setter dump by Flater. Couple attack errors. You can see the hitters starting to get, you know, UCLA has a good read on them, so it's a really good thing to remind them that he's here.
Rama had a block there, and his first hitting error in the 3rd set, his 2nd in the match. And Roland Lively, right atop the net, had an answer.
And that's his 4th block of the night, too. I love seeing middles going at it from a blocking perspective.
To the outside this time, and Decker gets the call, becoming quite the prolific offensive player. Brings him to 10 kills. That's 1 away from, as you mentioned, his season high from last year.
That's correct.
But the cacophony of service errors really hasn't done anything UCLA in terms of what ultimately they've done in this match for the better, in terms of winning the first 2 sets rather dominantly. McKendree is kind of close here in the 3rd, though.
You know, this has been part of UCLA's identity for a little while. Go all in on the serve. We are going to miss a whole bunch of them, but we're also going to get a lot of aces. And I think what we're seeing from a block defense perspective, even though they are missing a lot, which a lot less than last season, is in large part due to the fact that they are just going for it on their serve. It creates so many opportunities and narrows the options for blockers to think about.
Sean Kelly finding the net with that serve, but Coach Hawk saying that he can serve it up to 70 miles per hour. Velocity has been up with his serve. We've seen that in practice. Rama, an electrifying shot, big wrist snap, and an angle kill for him.
I mean, we're seeing this from him, from Decker, you know, Diallo. They're just elevating so high. This ball is over top of the McKendree blocker's fingers. As a defender, it's so hard to know where to go in that situation.
A serve for Wong Diallo, taking advantage of the playing time that he is getting. You're going to see more of him this season, according to Coach Hawks, and the Bruins using his heroics at the technical timeout, up by 4. For UCLA, that is Alex Knight. Coach Ox calling him, joining the staff this year, a no-brainer. Two-time national champ, was a 3-year captain. And he might as well just suit up and play. He definitely has the talent. The other assistant, Milan Zarkovic, more on him in a moment. What an up from Kelly. Wong Diallo hustling. Trip, a big blast out of the backcourt. Rips one home with authority.
That is a momentum play. You know, UCLA managed to return a great attack, but to come back at them with that type of power, I feel like McKendree can really rally around that.
Hoskin serves at Kelly. And a sledgehammer down for Cam Thorne. 1v1 advantage Thorne.
I mean, I've said it so many times this match, you do not want a UCLA attacker coming at you one-on-one. Cam Thorne loves to turn that ball back towards the zone 1 sideline.
Quick set to the outside, low, arcing, and it's Tripp, and he's been very much dialed in here in this third set.
And for the match, like, he's 8 for 16. He's hitting .312 on the night. I think the thing that McKendree needs to remember is every point is worth the same, whether it's a highlight reel bounce or a tool off the block. And it's so important not to get hung up on how UCLA might be scoring, but just continuing to reset every point.
Another point, another swing, another kill for Cam Thorne, who is 6 of 8. Hitting .500 with those 2 hitting errors. On the approach, meeting the set, and that is Wetjen. Fearless against 2 blockers, and he wins that battle.
He's had some up and down moments tonight, but he just keeps working and keeps finding ways to come back and score again.
Methodically done. In system, pass, set, and send down. All in rhythm for Thorne, who gets back to serve 18-14.
I mean, we've seen Cam Thorne just bury balls towards the zone 1 sideline, that time fading, jumping to the left, and taking it the other way.
3 blockers shutting down, enveloping that shot from Tripp. His 4th hitting error, and UCLA has 6-4 in the block count, their advantage.
There was not a lot that Tripp was going to do on that ball. He was in a box. 3 blockers, just arms completely over the net. There wasn't a lot happening there.
Here comes Tripp. Opportunity for the visitors. Kelly off the Conley bump set. Got there after the fact, Diaz.
That was a great play by McKendree. You know, nice digs, great scramble. They were giving it everything they had to keep that ball alive. You have to give them credit for maintaining the hustle in that play.
Well, when Lively gets fed, and he makes the most of that, but the story all match has been the offense that has been in such rarefied form for UCLA as Lively heads back to the bench and dishes out some high fives. Morikawa re-enters. Number 5 serves, and he has got an ace. The Californian coming back to SoCal, and a highlight moment for him.
Really nice off-speed spin serve there. When you see somebody toss like that, you automatically dig in because you're expecting them to come at you really hard, but he kind of mixed it up and did almost a roll shot there, which is really hard to change direction in that scenario.
Bruins are 2-0 all-time against McKendree, looking to go 3-0. Into the metaphoric red zone, as they say, is UCLA, 4 points away from a sweep win in their season opener.
And they've done it with style, hitting .576 on the night so far, which is incredible.
Kylie there to play the dump. A touch was seen. That's a point that belongs to UCLA. What say you, Sarah?
It was a small touch, but Sean Kelly got lucky on that one because he got so far under the ball. It was almost like a paintbrush painting the ball. He kind of, his fingers went underneath it.
Are you surprised that Coach Sandlin doesn't use a timeout, considering they're down 2 sets and maybe throwing off the timing or rhythm of UCLA?
I mean, I definitely think it's worth considering. I think when a team is as surgical as UCLA has been, there's not a lot any team can really do other than, you know, the only feedback I think she could give them is to increase the service pressure.
That was a nice up from Diaz, but after a Herculean effort on the second contact, it is Wong Diallo with the score.
And I love that McKendree is continuing to give that maximal effort that you just mentioned. The game is not over. There's always a chance, and I like to see them put that effort in.
Efforted long. Diallo had the set clinching kill to close out the second as he comes out. Hoskin forces the high ball. Kelly the first touch. Lama into the teeth of Letchin along with Klimek, and they are corroborating on the send-back.
And a creative dump by Flater there too. He's in the back row, stayed on the ground, just like a one-handed flick to the deep corner.
It's the first time any one of these sets that McKendree has gotten to 20 points. Trip, and right back at him. Exchanging blocks. That one Thorne, and it was a big one, a marquee point as match points surface for the #1 ranked team of the nation in their home opener. Chaos on the side of both ends. That's Tripp coming to rescue and escaping what was one vivacious, wildly entertaining point, and Coach Sandlin would agree.
That play was wild. Zach Rama tried to absolutely bury that ball, and just the chaos that ensued was fantastic.
It ended up being almost pure anarchy out there after that one. Boone-Felt into serve. Rama could not get that one down. 2 match points have been saved.
I love this. I love that McKendree keeps pushing. They continue to go for it. You see the energy and the intensity on their side of the court. This game is not over for them, even though UCLA has match point.
Unquestionably, as it's Feltz again. That is a very brave serve. Thorne will set. Zach Rama, in the end, closes it out on a 3rd match point. Only fitting that he's the one to do it and close it out. He had the match eye in kills.
This was an outstanding performance by UCLA. You know, Offensively, they were in rhythm from point one. Their outsides, their middles, every single attacker looked so good. As a team hitting 541, when a team is hitting like that, it's going to be so difficult to beat them. But credit to McKendree for continuing to push, continuing to fight. Coming into an environment like this for the season opener is really tough, and I think they did a great job getting better set after set.
They did. You absolutely nailed it there. They progressively got better, McKendree, and there's still a lot for them to take positive-wise going into tomorrow, and they've got